So somebody's about to reach out to you guys to tell you the truth. Okay, cute. All right, that's cute. Yeah. Um, what they're going to tell you is, oh, I wanted to see if it would work with this person, that person, then three to five more people. I mean, I always knew I liked you, but I wasn't really sure about you. So that's why I lied and I abandoned you and I did this and that because I wanted to see if it would work out with all these other people. Um, okay. I'm not sure like what this person is maybe for some of you you're going to say, "Oh, they do love me." You're going to see this as somebody who loves you. Maybe some of you will see that. Whereas others of you will be snapped back to reality and be like, "Okay, so now it's my so now after you slept with all of these people, now you're back now thinking you want to be with me. What happens after we do this again and then you want to test drive more people?" Because that's what would happen. So I guess somebody wants to, what is that? Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he lays his hat was his home. So somebody wants to lay their boots or put their boots under your bed or lay their hat on your couch for now. So somebody's just cruising. Somebody's just moving through life, looking for the next warm bed to sleep in or the next warm you know what to be in. That's what somebody's goal is, but they're gonna come back thinking, oh, if F it, I'll just be honest. I'll just tell them straight up what's up. I mean, maybe some of you need to hear the truth. Maybe because sometimes people get, especially empaths get really confused and they explain away problems. Oh, she or he cheated on me 75 times because they have childhood trauma. Oh, he or she, left me and married somebody else because they have childhood trauma. No, they left you and married somebody else because they don't want to be with you, because they chose someone else. That's why they did that. They slept with other people because they have no respect for you and they prefer them over you. That's why they did this. That's why. And there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, the ego will be like, oh, they couldn't, I'm the best they ever had. Maybe you were, but if they can't appreciate it, they can't appreciate it. So it's kind of like somebody who's used to sleeping on the floor. Let's use that. Somebody who's used to sleeping on the hard, ice cold floor with no pillow or blankets. People come along and they go, oh, I bought you a bed with fluffy pillows and, a really nice mattress. And yeah, you're going to have the best sleep of your night. That person who's used to that hard floor, they're going to crawl into that bed and not be able to go to sleep. They're going to end up going back on the floor because that's where they're comfortable. Some of you are picking up strays, or you did pick up a stray thinking that they would appreciate your fine silk. They're used to polyester. They don't, that it doesn't hit the way that it hit. So let's say somebody whose favorite meal is pork and beans, hot dogs and Franks. That's like their favorite meal of all time. You take them to a lobster dinner, they're going to take a few bites and be like, ew. Ugh, like I guess my belly's full, but I want to go back to those pork and beans. Let these people enjoy what they enjoy. Maybe everybody else sees you as valuable, but if somebody else can't, why force them? No, you have to like this lobster tail. No, this lobster tail is way more expensive than the pork and beans. No, you have to eat it. They don't want to eat it. They don't want it. If they don't like it, they don't like it. So some of you just can't fathom, but I've got my life together, but I'm successful, but I'm this, I'm that. None of that matters if the person prefers pork and beans. You can't make somebody like something that they don't like. I'm going to give another example. So growing up as a kid, I was always starving. I never had food to eat. You guys know the story. So all the commercials that would come on with like the food commercials that would come on, I'd be like, when I get big, I'm going to get that. When I get big, I'm going to order that. When I get big, I'm going to have all the food that I want to eat when I get big. So a lot of those things I saw in the commercials, I ended up trying later on in life, and those things tasted horrible. I was used to eating, potatoes, which are delicious, and that it's actually still my favorite meal. Um, uh, you stab a potato with a fork or a knife, and then you put it in the oven. Like I was doing that at 5 or 6 years old, and you put it in the oven, and then you wait till it gets soft, and you put a little bit of salt and a little bit of butter on there, salt, pepper, and butter, and you mash it up with your fork. Oh, to this day, literally, that is my favorite. Like, that's my go-to comfort food to this day. That's what my taste buds are used to. Okay? Well, they're used to a lot more things now, but when I finally was able to afford my own food, there was really nothing really that I liked very much. I wanted that plain food. I would have people whining me and dining me and taking me to the finest restaurants, and I'd be like, ew, what is this? Because I was used to those potatoes. With just a simple potato in the oven with a little bit of salt, pepper, and butter, and I was good. I didn't need the cheese. I didn't need the bacon bits. I didn't need the scallions. I didn't need the sour cream. I just wanted what I wanted. Okay? So, doesn't mean that, people can't change. What I'm saying is, you can't miss what you never had. If you are not on, if they're not on your level and you're not on their level, you guys won't meet eye to eye. And it will be a tough pill to swallow for some of you to realize that somebody does not see your worth. You're worthless to them. And I hate to be harsh, but some of you need to realize they don't appreciate anything about you. They don't care how good looking you are. They don't care how much education you have. They don't care how many homes you own. They don't care what you're driving. If they want pork and beans, they want pork and beans. Now, let's use another example. Let's talk Jessica from Love After Lockup. Jessica and, why do I do this? Maurice, I think. Maurice. So maybe some people might disagree with me. I think Jessica's cute. I think Jessica's sweet. I always thought Jessica had a nice body. In my opinion, Jessica's a good woman. In my opinion, okay? Nobody else has to agree with me. Maurice, I always knew that there was something slick about him, but I thought maybe he would change. So Jessica got a house. Jessica got all these things. Jessica had his baby. Jessica's holding down the fort all by herself, taking care of this baby. Jessica's doing this. Jessica's making moves. Jessica's living life. Okay? Maurice decides to go after some, I don't want to attack people. Go look it up if you guys want to see what I'm talking about. I don't want to be disrespectful, but have you guys seen Fiona from Shrek? I don't want to be disrespectful. Fiona's cute in my opinion. Fiona is cute. Okay. I'm not trying to be mean. But see, and he's living in a roach motel. Nothing wrong with roach motels. Nothing wrong with that at all. If that's what you can afford, that's where you stay. I'm nothing against anybody. I mean, I've lived in a vehicle before, so beggars can't be choosers. I can't look down on anybody ever. I've had my ups and I've had my downs. So trust and believe. So I'm not downing her, or downing Maurice for moving into that motel. So they're living in a motel and working on a baby. So Fiona from Shrek and Maurice left Jessica, the big old house, to go live in a roach motel with Fiona from Shrek, only to get Fiona from Shrek pregnant. So the baby's gonna live in the roach motel too once it's born. Which again, it's one thing if people don't know, it's one thing if you're already pregnant and stuff, and you can't help it. You need lodging. You have to have a place to live. Fine, but why would you knowingly know you're homeless and purposely bring babies into the world? It's irresponsible. But again, it's not my life. It's not my body, and it's none of my business really. But anyway, he could not see Jessica's value. Because he's not on Jessica, he's ramen noodles. Jessica's filet mignon. He cannot. He doesn't like it. He doesn't. He'd rather just have a simple meal. That's what he'd rather have. He wants Fiona from Shrek. That's what he wants. You know, he doesn't want, you know, Beach Barbie. He just doesn't want it. He wants Fiona from Shrek, and that's okay. So, you know, everybody needs to stay in their lane. Everybody, a lot of people with low self-esteem, so I got something else to say. People who have low self-esteem sometimes think that, oh, I'm doing so amazing. If I get somebody who doesn't have anything, they'll have to love me. They'll appreciate me. You are so wrong. Some people think, oh, if I get with somebody, you know, like for example, an inmate. Oh, I'm going to be his sun, his moon, and his stars. He's in jail. He doesn't know any better. You know, he's sitting in there with a whole bunch of guys. No, those people are manipulators. And if they weren't manipulators going in, sure as heck, the guys are gonna teach them the ropes while they're in there. I mean, that's like trusting a pastor. You don't trust an inmate, and you don't trust the pastor. No offense to anybody. I mean, those are the slickest ones. Be careful. So just everybody, just understand, stay in your lane. Don't think that by, you know, lowering your standards that this is going to be a good match. This will not work. It's like it's like you dating a drunk, but you don't drink. It doesn't match. Somebody who's on, you know, heavy on drugs with a clean person, it's not going to work. Your lifestyles just don't match. So I just feel like somebody's coming back around for their turn, for their chance with you. But I feel like they're going to do the same thing again. Just like when Fiona from Shrek and Maurice have a fight, best believe he's going to be calling Jessica. Best believe when he's in a jam, he's not going to call Fiona from Shrek. He's going to call Jessica. Because Jessica's got her life together. They always go back to the stable ones. They don't want to stay with the stable ones, but they always go back. So just keep that in mind. And for those of you that think I'm speaking on myself, I would never, I'm not, again, please, nobody take this the wrong way. I don't go for that. I don't partake in those types of relationships. I would not be with somebody who has less than me, only because I know that's not a frequency that is high vibrating. That is a low vibrational frequency. For a man to feel inadequate, for a man to have his hand out begging a woman, that's not normal. That's not healthy, and that will never thrive. You'll end up with a Kevin Federline. You'll end up with a Moses Hackman. You'll end up with a user. That's why women should never date a man that has less than them. It's not a good idea. But I know that everybody, you know, they have their life lessons to learn. If you have a vehicle, the man that you date should have a vehicle. If you own a house, the man that you are dating should own a house. If you have money in the bank, the man that you're with should have money in the bank. Just to avoid any kind of usury. But what do I know? I'm just Jamie Zebra 23. All right, JamieZebra23.com. Ta-ta for now.